still setting up though. I'm Seth Hilary Jackson. Hey, I'm going to be doing some original songs for you as soon as everything is ready, which it's not yet. But we're making it ready. We're readying things. Okay, there's that important click. So if I click in the wrong thing, that window closes for good. And that's the end of my live, at least on that one platform where I have to make sure I click everything in exactly the right order. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we're ready to go. Okay, we are, I think, ready to go. Just waiting for some people to come. Waiting for an audience. I don't want to play to an empty room. I will if nobody comes, but usually that doesn't happen anymore. It used to happen a lot. But these days, it usually doesn't happen. I am trying a little experiment. I've been trying experiments with my setup lately. I don't know if anybody will notice what I did differently today, but I am doing something differently than I have been doing. Something I was doing last year. Let me make sure the sound is the audio loud enough? Do I have the audio loud enough and not too loud? I think that looks good. Maybe I could make it just a hair louder. Gotta turn off the speakers or they get feedback. And Alexis, how are you? You are the first one. I'm just getting started. I'm Seth Hilary Jackson. I'm gonna be doing some original songs. I hope you'll hang out and check them out. If you haven't checked them out yet, well, whether you have or haven't, Mitchell, how are you? Welcome. I'm going to be doing some original songs. Enza, welcome. Jennifer, how are you? Jennifer, thank you for liking the live. And Jessica and Abigail, it's good to see you tonight. How are you doing? How's everybody tonight? Hey, Gerano, how are you? Haley, Kay, your boy is here, welcome. The real Darby is here, welcome. Haley, thank you for liking the live. If you're enjoying the live, don't forget to like, share, and hit that follow button if you're not already following me, or the subscribe, depending on what platform you're on. It's called different things. Hello, Kalwar, Barrage. Well, good, I'm doing good too. So I'm gonna do some original songs for you tonight. Delilah, Friedal, welcome. Haley, thank you for the follow. So, I don't have my set lists planned out, but I often do have an idea of what I'm gonna start with. Just waiting for, thank you for liking the live, Mayo. Thank you so much. Oh, did I set a live goal tonight? I might have forgotten to set a live goal. That would be a disaster if I failed to set a live goal. I hope I can still do that. Let me see if I can still set a live goal. Will it let me set a live goal if I haven't already set one?
I'm so sick of
Let me see. Will it let me set a live goal? Edit your live goal. So I already have a live goal. Okay. I have a live goal. Confirmed. All right. Oh, thank you, your boy. Okay, so I'm going to start. I kind of had an idea what to start with. Hey, thank you so much, Uncle Fred. Jesse, Maddie, how are you? Matt, two Maddies and a Kyle, Matt, and another. Oh, Maddie, thank you for liking the live. And Isla and Lexi, how are you? So I decided to start with, it's always a good thing. Not always, but it's often a good thing to start with a love song. So I'm going to start with a love song. This song is actually a sequel to a song I wrote, before it. That's what makes it a sequel, right? I wrote this song of regret. And I decided to write an apology and a thank you and a promise. So that's what this song is, a sequel to the Song of Regret. I could play that song, but I don't want to start off with something so dark. I guess I could. I said a lot of things I shouldn't. I guess I took more than I gave. Things you asked me to, I wouldn't. Really hate who I became. Still, you kept the faith in who I always was. Now I'll give it all I've got to really earn your love. I want to make you happy as it's possible to be. 'Cause baby, I love you madly, and you can always count on me. If you need a hand, an ear, or a shoulder, whatever I can do, I'll do it gladly. 'Cause my heart's one desire is I want to make you happy. It could be fighting off some disaster, or just saving you a trip to the store, or a neck rub so you'll feel pampered, or some togetherness behind closed doors. Anything to bring your world a little light. Every day until the day I bid this world goodbye. I want to make you happy as it's possible to be. 'Cause baby, I love you madly, and you can always count on me. If you need a hand, an ear, or a shoulder, whatever I can do, I'll do it gladly. 'Cause my heart's one desire is I want to make you happy. I can't promise roses 24/7 or an endless state of blissful heaven, but even on the worst of days, you'll know I'm with you all the way. I want to make you happy as it's possible to be. 'Cause baby, I love you madly, and you can always count on me. If you need a hand, an ear, or a shoulder, whatever I can do, I'll do it gladly. 'Cause my heart's one desire is I want to make you happy. If you need a hand, an ear, or a shoulder, whatever I can do, I'll do it gladly. 'Cause my heart's one desire is I want to make you happy. I want to make you happy. I want to make you happy. Oh, and thank you, Haley, for sharing the live, and Maddie, thank you for the follow. You made me happy, and thank you, Joey, for liking the live. Thank you so much. Thank you, Uncle Fred. And thank you, Caden, for the follow. And everybody who's enjoying my live, please do follow, subscribe, or whatever it's called on whatever platform you are on. So I'm Seth Hilary Jackson. For those just joining, I'm a songwriter. I'm sharing original songs with you. Thank you so much, Sydney, for the follow and the like. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, well, we're just getting started with original songs and hopefully good vibes. Preferably better than good vibes. Preferably exceptional vibes. But, you know, to call my live original songs and exceptional vibes seems a little bit presumptuous. So I called it, oh, Nancy, how are you? So I just called it original songs and good vibes. Hopefully that good is good enough. Oh, you know, speaking of good being good enough. Oh, thank you so much. Speaking of good being good enough, that's actually, well, it's almost a line in this song. And, you know, I write lots of different kinds of songs. If you go to my website, by the way, SethHilaryJackson.com, you'll see I have my songs broken up by category. So I have actually two categories of relationship songs. There's the sweet love songs, I call them, and the troubled love songs. And I don't call them sad because they're not all sad. They're all, you know, different kinds of difficulties. Some of them are sad and some of them are you know, other kinds of trouble. and I have my political and message songs, and I have mental health songs. And those songs are very meaningful to me. And I also have fun songs and then what I call life songs. But I'm going to do a mental health song because I just made myself think of it by saying, good is good enough. That's not quite the line in this song, but it's similar to a line in this song. Wait, how does it start? Oh, yeah. I'm the life of the party, or I'm a loner. I'm an alpha go-getter, or a pushover. I'm a loser and a faker, or I'm a mover and a shaker, or a loser and a faker. It's too much up and down. It's time to find some level ground. I need a little balance, a little middle of the road. A little easy does it, a little steady as she goes. If it's full speed ahead, or lying in bed, or right in between the two extremes, the challenge is balance. Let me stop for a minute and breathe deeply. Sort out the facts from all the feelings. It's no major intervention. The key is staying centered all through the ups and downs. Eyes out for that level ground. Hey, Hannah, how are you? I need a little balance, a little middle of the road. A little easy does it, a little steady as she goes. It's full speed ahead, or lying in bed, or riding in between the two extremes. The challenge is balance. It's not about going for greatness. It's not about giving up. It's knowing when good enough's enough. I need a little balance, a little middle of the road. A little easy does it, a little steady as she goes. If it's full speed ahead, or lying in bed, or right in between the two extremes, the challenge is balance. Oh, the challenge is balance. EHY. Oh, that's. I thought that's an acronym, but it's just hey with two letters reversed. How's it going, Hannah? How are you tonight? And wait, what happened to my other screen? What happened to my other chat window? Oh, Eddie is here. Eddie, how you doing? It's so good to see you again. All right. So, let's see. What can we do next? I should do my latest single. Should I do my latest single? I have not done my latest single yet. And it is my latest single. So, oh, yes, it says. Hey, Eddie. It says, but I started working on that song. I'm kind of struggling with it, but I'm working on it, Eddie. Hey, Billy. Okay, so Kai says, let's do the latest single, and Kat says, let's do the latest single. Okay, I'm gonna do my latest single because it is my latest. I should do the one before that. I like that song a lot. The previous, well, I like the single too. That's why I released it. I wouldn't have released it if I didn't like it, right? This is a message song. You know, I've written a bunch of songs on this topic because, you know, I follow politics because it matters. And it's really disturbing how this country, I'm in the U.S., how divided we are. And a big part of the problem is we can't even agree on what the facts are. You know, you got different media outlets reporting like opposite versions of the same things. But everybody's so sure of themselves. We believe opposite things, and we're all so sure of ourselves. So I wrote this song. They said it. Oh, wait, let me get the right tempo. They said it, you heard it on cable news. You read it somewhere in a social media post. You saw it recorded in a YouTube video, repeated again by your favorite podcast host. The way I heard the story is much different. I wonder, since we both have strong opinions, how do we know we're right? How do we know what's true? How do we know who's shooting straight and who's lying to who? How do we know what's real? How do we know what's fake? How do we know who's fooling us when so much is at stake? Have we both made certain to verify the facts and really looked into how credible is the source? And have you considered who profits from the hate and division of the information war? Anyone can fall for the deception. I'm asking you and me the same questions. How do we know we're right? How do we know what's true? How do we know who's shooting straight and who's lying to who? How do we know what's real? How do we know what's fake? How do we know who is using us when so much is at stake? How often do we listen to the other side? If evidence were given, would we change our minds? How do we know we're right? How do we know what's true? How do we know who's shooting straight and who's lying to who? How do we know what's real? How do we know what's fake? How do we know who we can trust when so much is at stake? How do we know who we can trust when so much is at stake? So much is at stake. So much is at stake. So that is my latest single. You can hear it and download it, actually, for free if you want, on my website, SethHilaryJackson.com. You can hear it on Spotify or any other streaming platforms. Oh, thank you, Sienna. I love you too. Thank you so much. And thank you, Lauren, for sharing the live. Oh, sorry, but I'm glad you could make it, Uncle Fred. And Mohammed, you said that last time, didn't you? You said exactly the same thing. You said, hi, Uncle Jim Carrey. So now I feel like I have to do my Jim Carrey song. I don't actually have a Jim Carrey song, but I do have a song called Dumb and Dumber. That actually, this song opened a lot of doors for me in Nashville. And I wrote it when the movie was out. I wrote it like 35 years ago, and I only remembered it because people keep saying, you look like Jim Carrey. And you know, nobody's ever told me that in real life, but I hear it online all the time. So I guess I have to do that song, because you said, you called me Jim Carrey. I got to do that song. This song was almost my big break. When it comes to my heart, I always use my head. I don't get involved, cause I know how insane love gets. I read the book about Venus and Mars with my feet firmly on Earth. But I fell for her and blew it real bad, that messed it up worse. It was Dumb and Dumber, a double-barrel bummer, a 1-2 punch to the heart. It was Dumb and Dumber, I really did a number when I tried to be so smart. With all my horse sense and intelligence, I sure did catch on slow. It was dumb to let myself fall in love, and even dumber to let her go. She's a homecoming queen. She's the 4th of July. One look at her and I was stark raving out of my mind. We lit a flame till my brain stepped in and said, get a grip on yourself. now I gotta see her holding hands with somebody else. It was Dumb and Dumber, a double-barrel bummer, a 1-2 punch to the heart. It was Dumb and Dumber, I really did a number when I tried to be so smart. With all my horse sense and intelligence, I sure did catch on slow. It was dumb to let myself fall in love, and even dumber to let her go. I used logic, I take calculated risks, but I didn't count on wanting her like this. It was Dumb and Dumber, a double-barrel bummer, a 1-2 punch to the heart. It was Dumb and Dumber, I really did a number when I tried to be so smart. With all my horse sense and intelligence, oh man, did I catch on slow. It was dumb to let myself fall in love, and even dumber to let her go. It was dumb to let myself fall in love, and even dumber to let her go. Thank you so much, Grace, for the follow and for liking the live. Okay, so where did oh, there you are. Okay, so that's my Jim Carrey song. Even though it really has nothing to do with Jim Carrey except for the title. All right, you know, I'm going to do not my latest single because I just did my latest single, but I want to do my previous single because I really like this song. Oh, thank you, Kai. I wish I could pin comments, but I can't pin them because I'm streaming through an app called Streamlabs, which does not give me access to all the direct features. Thanks, Eddie. So this song means a lot to me. This is like I feel like this is my personal brand song, actually, but it's an anthem of self-acceptance. And this just came out like in, what's this? We're in still May. This just came out in April. So it's still pretty new. I got no fashion sense, don't like to follow trends. I dress the same as I did back in school. It killed me way back then, I never could fit in. But now I could care less if I'm not cool. I'm just being me, minding my own business, not trying to be the same as you or different. The pressure to conform can be hard to ignore, but I don't worry, I'm too busy being me. Get anxious and depressed, distracted and obsessed, then sing away my troubles in a song. I fumble and I flail, I fall down and I fail, then pick myself back up and move along. Just being me, taking care of business, not trying to be the same as you or different. The pressure to conform can be hard to ignore, but I don't worry, I'm too busy being me. When I'm gone, carve it on my grave. Here lies someone who lived his life his way. Just being me, minding Baez, thank you for joining. Jordan, thank you so much for sharing the live. For those just joining, I'm Seth Hilary Jackson. I'm a songwriter. I do original songs. I'm sharing my original songs with you. Oh, James is back. Thank you so much, Alice and Annetta. Thank you so much. So what was I going to say? Oh, you know, that song kind of segues into this other song, because there's a line, "Carve it on my grave," and I have another song, which I guess I should do now, that has a similar thought. And it's also in the bridge of the song. So, thanks, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie, so much. I really appreciate that. So, this is the only song I do. By the way, I don't use a pick for this. It's called fingerstyle. I've never really mastered the art of fingerstyle, and this is the only song I do that is fingerstyle, but it's a pretty simple little, actually I had this little work tape I sent to the producer because I wanted it produced, and I wanted it really sparse, just the way I play it, really sparse, but it was so sparse, and I didn't tell the producer that, so he did this elaborate, beautiful, it sounded beautiful guitar part. He did 2 guitar parts, and it sounds beautiful like a country ballad, but it's like, that wasn't really what my vision for the song. So the way I do it is actually the way I envisioned it from the beginning. But this song also opened some doors. This song still, it was taken by, I got a meeting with A&R at Warner Brothers Records in Nashville, and the A&R person took a copy of this song. This was years ago. So who knows? I could be surprised someday this could come out as a song on Warner Brothers. I guess they'd probably contact me first, but anyway. What am I doing? I'm totally messing this up. I can't. Why am I messing this up? I might not be able to play this song because I can't figure out. Something's wrong with my guitar's out of tune? Is my guitar out of tune? Let me see. No, it's in tune. Something is wrong. I'm gonna give up on this any second now. All right, I give up. It's not working. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I haven't played that song in a while. Sorry, false alarm. I really wanted to do that song, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do my next single. My next single is coming out, you know what? I haven't set a release date yet. I'm still waiting on the album cover. But this is, this is a struggle of the creative process. So, I check my social media, scroll through the latest news as I create amnesia of the job I need to do. It's been like this for me all day. My nerves are off the charts. I need to find the words to say, and I don't know where to start. So here I sit at my desk, big blank slate in my head, trying to get at it, trying not to panic, stuck inside this place I hate, wishing I could escape, 'cause I don't wanna face the fear of an empty page. Hey Evie, you'd think that with my history I'd have a little trust in my own creativity. like boom or bust. The problem is I'm making this about my self-esteem, when I need to be taking this into the world of dreams. So here I sit at my desk, big blank slate in my head, trying to get at it, trying not to panic, stuck inside this place I hate, just one way to escape. Gotta force myself to face the fear of an empty page. I get my fingers moving, just one line. I'm suddenly producing, and I'm fine. Emerging from this place I hate, making one more great escape. All I had to do was face the fear of an empty page. Cadence, how are you tonight? Welcome. For those just joining, Slimy, hey, I'm Seth Hilary Jackson. I'm doing original songs for you and hopefully spreading some good to awesome vibes. So that song will be my next single, but I gotta upload it. I gotta pick a release date. I'm still trying to decide. I got a couple of versions of the album cover. And thank you, Cadence, for liking the live. And let's see. Gabrielle, welcome. Welcome to my live. Welcome, welcome. I hope you all hang out and enjoy as I share my original songs. Lucy, how are you tonight? Chad, how's it going? Thank you, Eddie. I really appreciate that. Oh, it's not so easy. You know, writing songs is hard. So, you know, I have a few of them that I wrote recently just like, okay, I got to do I call this the shower song because I was in the shower and I just started thinking this old song that was just this hit from my childhood. And I realized, wow, that song's incredibly simple. So I thought, I want to write the simplest song I can. The song I'd written before that had a lot of words and everything. I thought, let me see if I can write the simplest song. And I wrote this, by the time I was done with the shower, I had all the words. And then the next morning, I just sat down with the guitar and the music just came. So every once in a while, I get a song like that. I've had a few of those recently that came quickly, but some of them are really difficult. Oh, thank you, Sophie, for the daily heart me. Thank you so much. And Sammy, thank you for the rose. So this is, I released this as a single back in March, I guess. And again, this was the simplest song I could write. And it goes like this. Just got one thing to say. It's nothing really new, the same as yesterday. I love you. I see your pretty face. A single thought comes through. Just got one thing to say. I love you. I hope you don't mind if I repeat myself. It's just that you can get to me like no one else. When you take my breath away, there's not much I can do. Just got one thing to say. I love you. There are times when I like to go on and on. Share a story, get a few things off my chest. Being with you right now, all those words are gone. There are only three that say it best. I love you. Just got one thing to say. I love you. Wow, if I'm reminding you of Paul Williams, that's if only I could have the track record of Paul Williams. But that's a huge compliment. Thank you, Evie. Thank you, Kara, for liking the live. Thank you, Tracy, so much. And who's Jenna Tolles? I don't know who that is, but happy birthday to Jenna, wherever she may be. And thank you, Yvette, for liking the live. Okay, what's next? What is next? As again, for those joining, I'm Seth Hilary Jackson. I'm doing original songs. I occasionally do a Grateful Dead cover. I can be talked into doing a Grateful Dead cover because I'm a huge Deadhead. But other than that, I pretty much stick with my originals because I'm a songwriter. Secret Society, hey, how are you? Thank you for sharing the live. Livia, how are you? Welcome. Let's see. Oh, I have done a political song. Here's a song. I don't think, well, I guess my Being Me, that falls into both the mental health and the life categories. But here's a song. This was kind of, I haven't been able to play out since COVID, and now I have long COVID, which I have a song about that. Maybe I should do that song. Maybe I should do my long COVID song. But I was thinking of this other one that was kind of a crowd favorite when I was playing out. You know, I was in California for almost 30 years. You know, I went out there to become a songwriter. I went to music school to learn songwriting. And then the funny thing is I went out there to become a songwriter. The first thing that happened is I met this woman. We ended up getting married, raising a family. I had so many near misses in my songwriting career, and I had a lot of things that were going to happen and then weren't going to happen, and then people said this and didn't do that. So, but, you know, my wife and I, we raised a family. Kids grew up. They went off to college back east. And then we decided, you know, let's go back east. Back where, you know, my family's from back east. Her family's in another country, so she didn't matter to her. Well, let's be near the kids and my family. So we packed up the car. And, you know, like I had done 30 years earlier, you know, I'd packed up everything. I'd sold off everything and packed the car and drove across the country. So now we sold off everything and drove back. And as I was crossing this state line out of California, it's almost like, wow, this never happened. It was like the most surreal thing. And I literally wrote this song in my head while I was driving. And I had to keep repeating it in my head over and over again until I had a chance to pull over and write it down. But I still can see that welcome sign in the desert on I-10. The maze of streets that greeted me when I arrived back then. I was gonna make it big when I first hit LA. Now I'm an older nobody driving back the other way. People came and disappeared like I imagined all those years. There is no California skies to warm you. No starry-eyed dreams come true like I went there for. It must have once existed. Somehow I must have missed it. But there is no California anymore. Was barely there a week, first time I looked into your eyes. Through every dead-end street I hit, you stood there by my side. Through all the no's and maybes, all the big shot bullspit talk, to yes, we've got a deal, and then they don't return my calls. Facing east behind the wheel. Please don't blame me if I feel there is no California, no sunny skies to warm you, no starry-eyed dreams come true like I went there for. It must have once existed, somehow I must have missed it, 'cause there is no California anymore. Expectations turn to vapor. I came out with something greater. You're still here, and I can love you anywhere. So I don't really care that there is no California, no sunny skies to warm you, no starry-eyed dreams come true like I went there for. It must have once existed, somehow I must have missed it, but there is no California anymore. No, there is no California anymore. All right. Say hi to your sister. Thank you so much. Raise your yayas. Thank you so much for the shares and for the virtual love. And Mary, welcome. And Dots, 2 Dots is here. Welcome. For those just joining, such as Mary, I'm Seth Hilary Jackson. I'm a songwriter sharing my original songs with you, and also hopefully spreading some good to fabulous vibes. So I was thinking of another song. I was about to do this other life song, and now I can't remember which one it was. What was the song I was thinking of? What was it? Well, maybe it, I was going to do, okay. That one is called There Is No California. Sorry for those of you watching from California. I know you're still there. Oh, thank you, for following. Thank you so much. If you're enjoying my live, please don't forget to hit that follow button or subscribe, whatever it's called, on whichever platform you're on. So, let's see. Okay, Emma is here. So anybody who knows my songs, if you have one that you want to hear, let me know, because I don't know what I want to play next. Well, how about this one? Here's one. I guess I haven't done this one in a while. You know, I still want to remember how to play that other song. I can't believe this should be so simple. I can't. Oh, okay. Oh, no wonder I couldn't get it right. Okay, I was going to play this song a little while ago. And I knew I was doing something wrong. Okay. And, you know, I had this finger on this string. Well, you can't see in the camera, but my index finger was on the G string, and I kept thinking it doesn't belong there, so I kept taking it off, and I kept trying to force myself not to put it there. But that's where it belonged. No wonder I kept wanting to put it there. Okay, so this is the one song. This is the one song in my entire repertoire that uses the fingerstyle technique. Every night before I go to sleep, after thanking God for you and me, I pray to Him my soul to keep, just in case I don't make it through. I'll never know when it's my time, till I'm at the finish line. There won't be much I leave behind, and that's fine as long as you remember me when I've moved beyond this world. Your thoughts can be my mark upon this earth. You won't find me in the history books. I've got much higher hopes. Remember me as the one who loved you most. I haven't ushered in world peace. I probably never cured disease. All I've done is try to be the one you build your world around. 'Cause girl, I know that loving you is what the good Lord put me here to do. And if I needed to for you, I would lay my own life down. So remember me when I've moved beyond this world. Your thoughts can be my mark upon this earth. You won't find me in the history books. I've got much higher hopes. Remember me as the one who loved you most. If I could keep you warm and safe, put a smile on your face, walk through the years hand in hand, then when I'm dead and gone, write it on my stone, here lies a happy man. Remember me when I've moved beyond this world. Your thoughts can be my mark upon this earth. You won't find me in the history books. I've got much higher hopes. Remember me as the one who loved you most. Remember me as the one who loved you most. Thank you so much. Raise yours for the follow. And Rebecca, thank you for the follow. And Cam, welcome. How are you tonight? How's everybody doing? Is everybody having a great time? Or at least a pretty good time? At least not a horrible time? Well, hopefully if you are having a horrible time, you won't be. I hope to have you to spread some good vibes or some fairly okay vibes. Any kind of vibes. So let's see, I was going to do, let's try this one. As long as we have the capo, I got to move it up a fret. This is kind of a, well, thank you so much. So this song was a result of me, well, I've told this story before, I don't know if I should tell it again. But I had this idea called No Idea. And it was a title, and I'd bring it to co-writer sessions, and nobody ever, you know, I pitched this idea. I had no idea what the song was about. I had no idea what No Idea was about. But I'd throw the idea out to co-writers, and nobody ever wanted to do it. And then finally I figured out what the song should be about. So, every day's an empty page where I can write down all my dreams. But how the story really goes, it's not all up to me. There's so much I can't control on this long and rocky road. Got no idea what's gonna happen, no idea what's coming. I just keep my seatbelt fastened and the motor running. Got no idea what slings and arrows fate might throw at me. Just gotta have faith that where I am is where I'm supposed to be. Who knows which doors will open up? Who knows which ones will be shut tight? Which forks in roads I'll have to choose? Which hills I'll have to climb? There's so much I can't control. I'm just going with the flow. Got no idea what's gonna happen, no idea what's coming. I just keep my seatbelt fastened and the motor running. Got no idea what slings and arrows fate might throw at me. Just gotta have faith that where I am is where I'm supposed to be. If the world could guarantee success, something tells me I'd be bored to death. So it's just as well. Got no idea what's gonna happen, no idea what's coming. I just keep my seatbelt fastened and the motor running. Got no idea what slings and arrows fate might throw at me. Just gotta have faith that where I am is where I'm supposed to be. Got no idea what slings and arrows fate might throw at me. Just gotta have faith that where I am is where I'm supposed to be. I'm just keeping the faith that where I am is where I'm supposed to be. Mallory, how are you? It's so good to see you tonight, and thank you for liking the live. So I wanted to mention to I saw your video about the books, and you mentioned a book called Deep Cuts. Actually, I took a music marketing class. It was called the School of Deep Cuts. I wonder what Percy would say about my songs. Well, it's not like I haven't had people critique my songs. Actually, I go to a songwriter group every week. We meet by Zoom, and we critique each other's songs. I actually ran a songwriting workshop for 20 years. I was the Los Angeles regional coordinator for the Nashville Songwriters Association International, otherwise known as NSAI. And anybody, if you're a songwriter and you're serious about learning songwriting in the music business, I would recommend checking out NSAI. They have a website, NashvilleSongwriters.com. And, if you call the front desk, probably they won't remember me because, people go through there and they move up in the music business. They start answering the phones and they promote. So the person answering the phone doesn't usually have that job for long because they get promoted, and a lot of them end up in music publishing companies and working at record labels. But the director of NSAI has been there since the early 90s. I'm pretty sure he's still there. Last time I checked, he was still there. His name is Bart Herbison. If you ever get to meet Bart, tell him I said hello, and tell him I recommended NSAI to you. Because NSAI is just like a really great organization for songwriters. And Bart Herbison is like the songwriter's best friend. He's really an advocate. And thank you, Nunya, for the virtual love. And Scarlett, hi, how are you? Okay, so let's see. Boy, we're coming up on an hour. I'm kind of running out of steam because those of you who have been following me, you know that I have long COVID, which manifests as chronic fatigue. And it really is not fun at all. And I really don't want to get what's known as post-exertional malaise. And that's when people with chronic fatigue, our bodies have a threshold. And if we overexert, then everything gets worse. I don't know. Today's been a really rough day. Maybe I already overexerted. So, Black's times 2. Black's 2X is here. Welcome. And Evie, how are you? So I don't know if I should even do any more songs. And I really hate that because coming up on an hour, I feel like, after an hour, the algorithm says, hey, this guy's been live for an hour. Let's send more people his way. But then I'm done doing songs. But I hang around. I usually do hang around because just hanging around chatting is less exertion than performing music. But I don't know. I don't know how long I can hang around. I say that a lot. I don't know how long I can hang around. And I often end up hanging around for as much as a half an hour after I'm not sure I can hang around anymore. But right now, I am feeling the fatigue. I wish I could just, put up the Be Right Back song. I mean, I could do this. I technically could. There's a little screen. It says Be Right Back. It looks like this. Oh, wait. It looks like this. It says, be right back. I could put that up and then go take a nap and then come back and see who's still here. Hey, that's cool. You're here now, and that's what counts. I could do that. I just wonder, how many people would still be here when I got back. And if the algorithm would stop sending people because I've been inactive. I am really tempted to do that though. You know, I could play, you know, I told you I'm a big deadhead. So I lie down, I take several naps during the day, and I can't fall asleep during the day. So I just lie down and put on music, and usually Grateful Dead. Love is gone. That's sad. Cece. Now, I don't know if you're the same Cece that I know. I mentioned that I have this songwriting group every week. We do a Zoom meeting, and the person who runs it is named Cece. So I don't know if that's you. If it is, say hello. Well, I know on at least the platform where many of you are watching from, the one whose name sounds like a clock, there's a problem with comments. And a lot of people are unable to send comments. And this has been like ongoing. Oh, Love Is Gone is a song. I thought, oh, gee, that sounds like a good song title. Maybe I should write one, but it's already done. You can't copyright a title, but anyway, they're asking for a song. Actually, I'm a songwriter. I'm here to share my original songs with you. And also just to hang out. I think, like I said, I'm probably better off health-wise if I don't do any more songs tonight. I do this on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 9 o'clock New York time. I usually do songs for about an hour. I go as long as I can with the songs. Usually in the vicinity of an hour, sometimes more, sometimes less. And then I usually just hang out for a while. You know, I'm a storyteller for those of you who've been watching my videos. Although lately I haven't been posting as many story videos. I did post one today. And I was posting a lot of story videos. I was telling my story of my music career, and then it kind of branched off into tangents that were, well, tangents. Lacey, how are you? So good to see you. So, but then people started telling me, people in the business said, you know, it's good to post like non-music content, but you gotta share your music. So I've been doing more videos sharing my music and not quite as many story videos. I don't know if that's a good strategy or not, but whatever. I guess we just do what we do, right? I really like posting videos that share my music because that's kind of, you know, music is my main thing. Although I do love to tell stories. That's how I ended up, you know, doing these videos and getting on these platforms to begin with. You know, I thought, I was on Twitter. And I was spending a lot of time on Twitter. It's perfect for somebody like me with ADHD. You know, it was at first 120 characters, then 240. It's like, I don't have to spend a lot. I could just read posts and without having to really like concentrate on stuff, and I can write real quick things. And then someone in the music marketing class that I was in, the School of Deep Cuts, said, you know, you should be on TikTok. I know you love telling stories, so you should be on TikTok. And I'm like, I never thought of that. That was the last platform I thought I'd be on, you know, making videos. God, but yeah, I like telling stories. Same. I forgot what it was that I said already. That's the same. You like telling stories, I guess? Is that the thing? I don't even remember what I said. You know, I have ADHD. I can't remember from one minute to the next. But actually, I was told for a live streamer, ADHD is a superpower because you could just go off and just talk and ramble on and just go on and on. And that's true. I can do that. Sometimes. Not all the times. Many times. Often. And I can think of, okay, so what was the story I told today? Well, you know, I almost feel silly telling you the story I posted on because I want you to watch my videos. So if I tell you the story now, you won't have any reason to watch the video. Or maybe it'll make you more interested in watching the video. But I was actually going to tell the story you know, I'm at the part in my videos, I'm at the part of my life where I was living in Massachusetts, working this marketing job. I was super depressed, but I had just started writing songs too. So I was trying to get into the music business. And I really knew nothing about the music business. And there was no World Wide Web that you could search. There was no Google. There was no web search, so you couldn't just learn stuff. So, I had to go to the library and find books, but I did learn about certain things, and I was going to talk about this organization that I discovered that was in California, even though I was in Massachusetts. But you could send in cassette tapes. And then I realized, cassette tapes. Back in the 70s and 80s, cassette tapes were like the most incredible thing like the most incredible technology ever invented. Well, I mean, of course, cars and TVs and stuff. But, cassette tapes were such a big part of my life and also the music business. So I made a little video talking about that. But I'm going to make another couple of videos talking about that. Your comments won't, except for hello and that comment. I know your comments partially will. Occasionally they will, right? It's so weird. I wonder how many people are trying to leave comments and can't. That's the thing I would really like to know. Because I know there are probably more people on the platform you're on, the vertical platform starting with T. There are probably more people there, but I get more comments on the platform starting with Y. So either the people on the platform starting with Y are more talkative, or comments on the vertical platform starting with T are getting filtered and blocked. One of those two things, or both. But for those of you who have arrived too late to hear songs, I do this Tuesdays, Thursdays, at least for now, Saturdays, 9 o'clock New York time. I used to say Eastern time, but now I realize there are people from around the world. So if I say Eastern time, they may not know what continent I'm talking about. So I have to say New York time, that's more precise. And I usually do songs for about an hour, original songs, because I'm a songwriter. And I love sharing my original songs with you. And then I hang out for as long as I can and as long as you want me to. Whichever ends first. Hey, Uncle Fred, I'm so glad you're back. I'm kind of winding down here. I really kind of I think I have to go lie down. Today, maybe I overexerted, because today I've had to take more naps than usual. I got up, I went to bed 1 o'clock. I usually wake up in the middle of the night and I have to get up for like an hour, and I go back to bed. Then I got up at 1:45, and by 4 o'clock I already had to lie down for half an hour. So I've already taken 3 naps today. Oh, your leg popped. Oh, that actually can be a good thing. When something pops, sometimes it's bad, but it can be good. I hope it's a good pop. There are good pops and bad pops. I hope it's a good pop. Taylor, thank you so much for liking the live, and Nick, welcome. But I really think I need to go lie down. 10, what is that? I see a 10. I don't think I'm allowed to even mention the word on that platform. You're not supposed to ask for contributions, or anything suggesting that you're not allowed to say, but I'm not sure what that means. But anybody who wants to send support, I guess I can say it if I phrase it correctly. If you want to send some love, show some love. I do have a live goal on at least the vertical platform starting with T, but on the other platforms, there should be something in my profile that says support, and if you go to the link in my profile, that takes you to it takes you all my links, and that includes a support link. So I'm not sure what you're suggesting there, Nick. Well, if you'd like to, donate that amount, that'd be totally awesome. I don't know what else you mean by that. I guess I'm allowed to use that word. I'm allowed to say donate, I think. And if you want to contribute to my live goal, that'd be totally awesome. But I do think I need to go end the live and take a nap. I hope I'll see you again Saturday, 9 New York time. Between 9 and 10 is usually when I'm doing songs. And then, yeah, I know this day is just way too exciting. But although I have not gone through the, you go through the clothing closet, I forget what to call it, to get to Narnia. What do you call that thing? I forgot what it's called. But I haven't gone through there, so I'm just on the regular, normal universe on Earth, where there's probably not nearly as much as excitement as there is in Narnia. The wardrobe, thank you so much. Mental block. I'm getting old. That's a sign of aging, is when you can't think of words. And it could also be a sign that I gotta go lie down. And I just downloaded another Grateful Dead concert. There's this website called archive.org that has it's an archive. It has all kinds of history and writings, and there's so many things that are in this archive. And there's a live music archive included in it. And the live music archive includes a Grateful Dead archive. And the Grateful Dead recorded, they played thousands of shows, thousands? At least hundreds of shows. There are thousands of hours that they recorded of their shows. They started recording, they started performing in 1965. In the early years, they didn't record. Most of the shows were not recorded. They started recording them more in 1968. And so from 1970 on, or 71 especially, and from then on, most of the shows they played, they recorded and they saved them in this vault. And but they also had people in the audience recording. People would bring in tape players, and they eventually made this legal, and they set up a taper section. But the Grateful Dead archive has all these recordings, and you're not supposed to be able to download them. You're supposed to be able to just listen to them. Some of them you can download, actually. The audience recordings you can download, but the ones that were recorded off of the soundboard, you're not supposed to be able to download, but, well, I found a way of doing it. So I have all these Grateful Dead concerts. Plus they release several from the vault each year as official albums, basically. So I just downloaded one. I thought I'd had this one downloaded. It was a concert that I went to in 1990. And it was a really good one. And, the Grateful Dead went through these different periods. And the early 70s are considered, and also up till 1977 even, are considered to be their peak. And then, in the 80s, in a way they were actually better. But in a way they were so disappointing because they started becoming really predictable. They'd fall into this really predictable format. And they were the jam band. They were like the original jam band. In the early 70s, they did these long, long jams. And then the jams started getting more limited. So they became more predictable and more limited. But 1990 seemed to be like a revival year. I guess 89 through 91, although they had several keyboard players, and one of them, the one who was with the band the longest, died in 1990. I'm not supposed to say that word. Unalived in 1990. And but still, when they got the new keyboard, then actually they got this new keyboard player, and at the same time, I don't know if anybody knows Bruce Hornsby, but he was a pop. He had a few really big hits. So he had one really huge hit song in the 80s, and he had a couple other smaller hits. But he was known as a pop singer. And but he joined the band along with it. So they had, for like a year and a half, they had 2 keyboard players. Sometimes it was like the sound was like too thick and busy, but anyway, these 1990 shows, it was sort of like a revival. So I've been listening to 1990 lately. I go through these stretches where I listen to different years because the Dead sounded, they're always them, they sound like them, but there's a really big difference from year to year. And the difference became less and less as the 80s went on. But like, for example, spring of 1977 even sounds different from fall of 1977. Some years you can tell like a 72 from a 73, but 77 you can tell spring from fall. So, but it's really hard to tell like an 89 from a 90 or an 88 from an 89. It's hard, Actually, 84, I think you can tell from 85, but it's hard to tell, like an 82 from an 83. So they started becoming, less, they started to evolve less, but they still evolved. So anyway, I think it's time to go listen to 1990, and I gotta maybe not turn it as loud as I want because I have neighbors adjoining. I'm in a unit connected to other units, although the walls are pretty thick here, which is thank God. That would have been a disaster living in a place. I did live in a place with thin walls when I first moved to Massachusetts. That was really a bad decision. But anyway, here I go off on tangents again. I told you ADHD is a superpower for a live streamer. But with that, I'm so glad you're here. Everybody who's been here, thank you so much. And I hope to see you again Saturday, again 9.